Okay, we're gonna keep following this here on Freedom Boulevard. A white criminal, the white on white crime in America. Where are the white fathers at? Where where are the upset uproar of white people on this white on white crime? I said that to say this. Barely even knew who this guy was. Kirk, right? Another comedian used to go around doing the same thing and saying, I thought that was him. Now I'm looking at some of his stuff, especially with old girl from Ukraine. He was like, "We can build a society where you don't have to come here and have a black criminal." He just kept racializing this black, white, black, white, black, white. Like it's crazy. And white America, you're eating it up. You are eating it. Shame on you. Let's look at some of this white on white crime. Who is Tyler Robinson?
At today's press conference, we will hear from Governor Cox, FBI Director Kash Patel. At today's press conference, we will hear from Governor Cox, FBI Director Kash Patel, and Sheriff Mike Smith. We also have with us Utah DPS Commissioner Bo Mason, Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, FBI Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, and local and federal law enforcement partners. Following the remarks today, Governor Cox, Director Patel, and Commissioner Mason will take questions. Thank you.
Animals, pure animals. We need more people in jail. All right. We don't have enough white people in jail. Shit like this is what Kirk was talking about. I didn't know how much of a dickhead this brother was. Not only do we have the most prisons in the world, we have the biggest prison population in the world. Savages. Where are all the white fathers? All right. Drug addiction in America is terrible and the fentanyl crisis is real. When will these white people learn?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance.
You all right? And why can't I find the head up shot anymore? And that was the one from the side. His shirt was also weirdly on his body. And the frontal shot is really strange because there's a white circle on there.
And identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated,
Look at this savage. They don't know. They just don't know what peace is. They're always killing each other, always shooting things up.
Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger.
This animal needs the death penalty. He's an animal. Okay, I'm being sarcastic because this is the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk was just saying a day before he passed away.
Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there has been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital OWO, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist."
What? There was some Kabbalah on the bullets?
Exclamation point, catch, exclamation point. Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." We are.
It looked like that one sheriff in the back want to bust out laughing. I'm just saying, this isn't funny, but that was satirical.
Indebted to law enforcement across the state who's worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged.
The family, the one that turned to men. I don't know what you're talking about, all this and that.
Reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as
homicidal maniacs. We need more white people in jail, man.
As well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah. But I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had
Resources? You mean his family?
our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space.
You saying these code words for they could get more funding. Look at him looking at the camera. What fucking resources did you use, Patel? Tell me, Kosh. What did you use?
To bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we
locked up like 5 of the wrong people. The fuck?
have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilized these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency.
Let's be transparent on the Epstein files. How about that?
The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver it to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads.
Thank you, social media. Thank you, family. Y'all ain't had to do shit. Y'all probably put in a whole bunch of bills so y'all can get yourself a new jet ski for the summer.
That were called in to the FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to the dedication of good law enforcement being great and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI. There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with
Then social media.
state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days. The FBI Salt Lake Field Office, along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public,
Epstein files,
who had a right to demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation, the FBI answered that call diligently.
I don't think that was a real sentence, Kosh. I'm just saying. I know you high power. My bad, son.
Critically important to our nation, and we delivered. And I'm proud to be their leader, and I'm proud to be the director of the FBI. This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions. And we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Did this Desi community man say, I'll see you in Valhalla, to the so-called Christian, so-called conservative Christian? You just brought up a pagan afterlife. That is insane. What war was he fighting? How is he a warrior? What message are you putting out to America? Pardon me, I'm eating a burrito. That's why y'all can't see me.
Thank you, and good morning. I would just like to take a few minutes.
And how is this social media influencer friends with the head of the FBI? The fuck?
As the sheriff, to express my gratitude for everybody who has played a part in this investigation. As you know, it's been a vast, a complicated, and a very, very fast-paced investigation. You're looking at people standing up here who are running on, if they got an hour's sleep in the last couple.
This is insane. Let me say, I'll see you in Valhalla, my friend. You friends with him? How? You are literally an influencer that started up a nonprofit organization. You're married a Jew. You're Christian. You're saying see you in Valhalla. This shit is crazy. It don't make sense. Well, Lord, let me show you y'all king, man. Let me show you y'all king. This is y'all king right here, man. The lily white night, innocent as the day is pale. Here it is. Look at this.
The breaking news of this new footage we have of the stabbing murder of the 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee, Irina Zarutska, a young white lady who was stabbed.
A young white lady. Why the fuck would you say that? You fucking fed? YouTube, this is all satirical. All opinions and jokes made here may not reflect the true ideas of Freedom Boulevard.
To death by a black criminal. By a complete
white woman, a black criminal.
Stranger on a train in Charlotte. Now, you might have not seen this footage yet. This is becoming national news, and the left is doing everything they possibly can not to talk about it. The media is very uncomfortable about this story. If you watch this video, this guy was sitting, minding his own. She was minding her own business. He was minding her own business. She was also dressed in like baggy clothes, comes up, takes out a knife, stabs her to death.
He's having some problem articulating. Cat got your tongue?
14 times he was previously arrested. 14 times. 14 times. He comes up and just stabs her to death. Situations like this are a nearly daily occurrence in our cities. And I'm coming back from two nations, Japan and South.
Isn't me? He kind of look like SpongeBob. He got a very big face. And he got to have some Eastern European There is some.
Korea that are poorer than us, that are not as populous as us, and their cities are not just safer, they are different planetary realities. As if I went to Saturn and we live on Mars.
You will never be an Asian country. That shit is in their family households. We know you barbarians are dirty, savages. You know, you can't. We must strike back and be as visage as these white on white crime members right here. You know, in the words of Trump, right?
We do not have to live this way. You can create a society and a culture where you can get on a train or a subway and not be Irina Zarutska and get stabbed to death in the neck because some black criminal decides, I'm just going to go do it. 14 times he was previously arrested. And all of the Koch brother funded
That's the king right there. Not to mention this man's sister has come out, even with their own conversation, that he is schizophrenic. And he clearly was a madman. Trump is saying we must strike back as vicious as they are. I don't know who the fuck they is, because a white man killed your boy Charlie. Things to make you go, well, Lord, hey, all right, man. Let me stop playing with y'all. I gotta finish eating, shower, rest up for Juma, inshallah. Pray for my family, pray for the Ummah, pray for the globe.